Welcome to the Kickstart Your Coaching Edge podcast, where it's all about getting real around all things coaching.
And what we know for sure is that what got you here won't get you there.
You can't see the spinach in your own teeth.
And finally, hang on, because this one's really deep. Once you realize that you are the traffic, everything makes complete and unadulterated sense.
Aham Brahmasmi, baby.
From the sweet spot of the universe. Okay, we are not davidji, nor do I pretend to be him, although I think he's pretty amazing. So it's funny, Jen, and I love that you just started off with that, right? And we're both pretty big fans of davidji. He's this guy, a little bit spiritual, does a lot of meditation stuff. And I was listening to a podcast that he did, and he was talking about intentions. And he was talking about all the time, people do intentions. So many people do intentions. And the big part about that is that people have intentions, but they don't pay attention to their intention. And what that actually means is they have this intention and they kind of just sit there and they're like, oh my gosh, I want this to happen. I want this to happen. I want this to happen. But they don't pay attention to the intention. So there's no action that goes with the intention. So the intention a lot of times just turns out to be a wish because there's nothing there that goes with it.
You know, it's funny. It reminds me of me. and what I mean by that is I often have the phrase, I'm going to clean up my office. I'm going to do a watercolor class. And after a short period of time, Karen, you know this, but the people don't, that you will say, is your I'm going to of today going to be I was gonna yesterday? No, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very
no,
deep.
yeah, totally.
Yes. You get what I'm saying, right?
I totally get what you're saying.
Same kind of thing like with intention, right? So you can set an intention, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But if you don't pay attention to the intention, then the next day you're waking up and you have the same list of things that you're going to do that you don't get done.
Exactly. Then you turn into the I was gonna girl.
I was gonna girl.
And who wants to be the I was gonna girl?
Not Jen Barley. I'll tell you that much. Not Jen Barley.
No, not at all. And if you think about this though, Jen, right? This goes back to obviously what we're talking about this month, all about commitment. And it's how committed are you? And we talk about the involvement, right? Are you involved or are you committed? And sometimes different things are important, sometimes they're not. But sometimes it's actually asking yourself, and I think that this is what popped up into my head for the davidji thing. It's sometimes there's a price of not having that commitment, right? So there's a price of just having an intention without attention, because then there's really no true commitment, right? Because without commitment, intentions doesn't mean jack, because you don't bring them into reality. True commitment is the difference. Here you go. I'm going to be prolific right now. True commitment is the difference between wanting to do really amazing things and being committed to actually doing the really amazing things.
I'm just reveling in this. I'm just taking it in. Very prolific. You are correct, Karen.
Right? So intentions with no activity, no movement, nothing. It's just like it goes with the try or could or should, all those things, those words that I just hate.
I might do this. I might do that. I'm going to try to. Yeah. It is interesting. So our language and our vocabulary of how we set things up. One is, how do we even state the intention? And then how do we turn the intention into action? And I think that that's really key, because so many times people say they want stuff, but they aren't willing to take the time and the dedication to actually turn it into a commitment.
Right. So with that, right, and right, because then there's no follow through.
Yep.
And with no follow through, you're just, kind of like, all right, sitting on the couch wondering why you're not this fine physical specimen, and you're just sitting on the couch and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy. But you're watching, couples therapy and eating bonbons.
Yeah. Yeah, I like davidji a lot. I think he is pretty, he has a great voice. He's easy to listen to. You can get some of his meditations online. And his last name is spelled, Kara, how?
J.I.?
J.I., davidji. So you might want to check him out. And then you too can also put some attention to your intentions.
And take action.
That's right. And next episode, I think we're going to give you some of the questions that we ask ourselves when we're ready to turn intentions into commitments. Until then, have a great week.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Kickstart Your Coaching Edge podcast. Craving more in-depth discussions? Check out the Get Real Inner Circle with our no BS in-crowd of coaches.
Join live coaching discussions, breakdowns of coaching calls, and have some fun while you're at it.
You're going to want to go to kickstartyouredge.com/inner circle. It's time to get real.